stated that you guys are being racist. The principal came in and she told the staff, the entire staff, to leave. And we challenged them about the fact, and I'm going to put this all over the internet. We challenged them about the fact that they had predetermined the fact that they were not going to review all the information. So the entire white female staff walked out when Mom and I attempted to get information and share information and challenge them. I'm video recording everything.
And they refused to go over.
And they refused to go over the
report.
Okay.
They refused to go over his latest
and the speech therapist, the principal, came in and accused us of interacting inappropriately with the staff. And it was Miss Morris, the speech therapist, who was rude and disrespectful.
And cut off Miss Jackson.
Repeatedly.
Asking for the AT, for the autism paperwork. This is complete bullshit.
And they weren't prepared to proceed. They were not prepared to proceed. The parent did not give the speech therapist permission to be excused from the meeting, and she was excused from the meeting. And so they all walked out of the room. This is an empty room in Chesterfield County regarding a black child. And the principal, she came in and Mom, go ahead and state what happened.
As Lord Jackson was about to request for the autism checklist so we can move forward, Miss Morris grabbed a form and started reading out loud, out of turn. I asked her not to interrupt Miss Jackson. She got louder in her readings. And then she was
interpreting another teacher's report.
So then she states, I'm leaving this meeting, this is not productive, but you just cut off the coordinator, the special education coordinator, who is over top of you.
And it was an all-white female staff.
Then the principal comes in.
A white female.
This meeting is ended.
And
how can you end the meeting when we were moving forth? Because what? Because of one of your staff is wrong? Because if my son needs one-on-one in reading, that means that
and that's what it says right here.
She failed.
Sean requires a one-on-one assistance to complete most reading and writing assignments. And that's what we raised. And so now they
we're sitting here, nothing. Because they have two medical reports, and a medical support letter that states that my son has autism, ADHD, and anxiety.
Mom, you want to show the front page of the report?
Can you see it clearly? And I can read off and this was done August the 2nd.
And we only have been in the meeting less than 10 minutes. And we let them know what our expectations were.
His assessment, the diagnosis, autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder with anxious and depressive features. Recommendation, ABA behavioral, 1-to-1. I mean, how else? This is the third document that makes it known that Chesterfield County Public Schools fraudulates documents just so they can deny students, especially our African American male students.
And they stated that they had all reviewed the file. Here is the sign-out sheet for the student's file, and not one of them is on the file. Not one of them is on. Here's the principal coming back. She came in and accused us of being disrespectful. She falsified documents. Why are you asking us to leave?
The meeting's over.
Well, you guys abruptly ended the meeting, and you came in and accused us. You accused us. We're IEP team members.
I understand that.
Okay, so you just admitted it. We're IEP team members, and you're removing. You abruptly ended the meeting without our permission, and your staff member, and your staff member, and your staff. You're gonna have us escorted. You're gonna have us escorted out. Okay, we're gonna. But you're forcing us out, and you're retaliating against us. What did we do? What law did we break? 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 White supremacy at its essence. White supremacy. She came in here without even asking what happened and told us that we were being disruptive and disrespectful to her staff, and she didn't even get any support. So now she's going to call the police, and we will wait for them. We will wait for them. And the goal was to deny a black child, another black child, an IEP. That was the goal. She said she's asking us to leave and didn't give us a reason, did she? And didn't say what, even though her staff was the one that was unprofessional and disrespectful. And can't give us a reason because the meeting's over. You abruptly ended the meeting.
We can still sit and have a discussion.
Especially, I want to look at the file. No, I want to look at the file because they said they all reviewed the file. Do you see where anyone signed it out? No, none of them signed it out. And then these are all the referral forms. We're asserting our federal rights to be here. We're asserting a right to advocate on behalf of this child. The principal came in and made false allegations against us, stating that the meeting is over. They abruptly ended the meeting so that they would not have to provide this child services. So that's what happened with this case. And they all said they reviewed the file. However, once again, not one of them signed it out. Not one of them. In fact, the last time anyone reviewed this child's file based on the record was June 5th of 2018. In addition, the summer progress report documents that there are significant needs regarding this child, and no one had read that document at all, had they? No one had read that document at all. And so the principal is putting us out, stating that the meeting has ended when we advised her that we didn't agree to end the meeting. Once again, this is the essence of white supremacy in Chesterfield County, and I want everyone to know.
20 minutes.
I want everyone to know that this is what happens to black families when they come in and they attempt to advocate for black children. And it was an all-white female team who could in no way communicate or relate to our family. And that was the issue. Hello, good morning. So I'm going through all of this, and the principal, she just bum rushed in here. She was not even part of the team.
Part of the team, and the door opened the whole entire time.
And it started with the speech pathologist who became upset because she was being confronted.
Aggressive, threatening.
Got up and walked out of the meeting several times, saying she had to go to the bathroom. She was very hostile. But we, like we state, when we as black women, just like with Serena's situation, when we as black women assert our rights, we're considered to be hostile, aggressive. And then she can abruptly come in and end a meeting because they feel uncomfortable.
She had to wear that door open.
Yeah, she opened the meeting to a private, she opened the meeting to a confidential, she opened the door to a confidential meeting. And that,
like we were in here arguing and yelling. Yeah, that was Miss Morris. That was her own staff.
And she said we were being disrespectful. The principal did. And my point was that that's what white people do to us constantly. You're being disrespectful because we're confronting you and challenging you.
We need an observation.
Then she said she didn't say it. Didn't she say she lied? And you did say you predetermined that they needed an observation.
Really?
For a checklist.
Autism.
No, you don't.
But nobody at this table was qualified to do so.
No, but the point was that she had predetermined that a checklist was needed, observation was needed.
You have two medical.
I want the police to come because I want to file a complaint, an incident report on what occurred here. So we definitely want that. And this is his record. We're going through, and we still have legal business here. We're sitting here going through the record that they left in here. They got up and abruptly left.
And didn't take the record.
Because she told them, the principal told them to leave, which is really a Kathleen Mayford tactic. She didn't come, the principal didn't come in here and try to see what was going on. She just automatically assumed that her white female staff was being bullied. Yeah, was innocent and was being bullied.
It was actually
the other way around.
Yeah.
But that's the racism that we face in Chesterfield County on a daily basis. Mom, you give me permission to share all this online?
I do. Permission to share all of that.
Yeah. And how the school, how it was blatant racism. Blatant racism. So I want her to call the police and have them come and remove us because we need a record. We need a record. And we need to document this as a hate crime.
It is.
It's a hate crime. And the bottom line is that they had predetermined what they were going to do when we first got in here. They were going to delay and deny the student receiving an IEP.
Because you could have, if you had that notion, my son has been in school since, when was the first day of school? The 4th of September? This is for 8 days? Give or take the weekend, and y'all haven't done. Y'all didn't propose for me to sign off for observation.
But they didn't have to. They didn't have to sign off for an observation. They could have just done one. They could have just done one.
That's right.
They could have just done one, and they moved to retain Sean in last year.
That's exactly.
And then
a week before school started.
Yeah, and then decided that they weren't going to retain him arbitrarily for no reason. So that's what they did. And the principal, because she felt uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. At this point, my son will be removed from the school.
Yeah, because you don't feel...
I don't feel comfortable. I do not.
But the thing is that this is a textbook example of what happens when white people feel uncomfortable. They try to remove us from their space, do they not? When they feel uncomfortable, they assert white privilege and try to remove us from their space.
They don't want Sean here anyway. They don't. They don't
Not one person
because they were
reviewed
wrong, and they don't want to just admit that you're wrong.
But the speech therapist, she's the one that got very hostile.
Yes, very hostile. Won't even 5 minutes into the meeting.
She got very hostile, and the principal did not address that issue. So we're gonna post this whole video for everyone to see, and we have the audio recording as well that happened, and we're going to share that and file an OCR complaint because this was retaliation.
So I don't even want to leave today and leave my son in this building, but if I take him home, it's going to mess up his routine.
But this is what our black, is this not what black children go through?
And I don't feel comfortable leaving him here. This is what you do when you're wrong, but you want to be accountable. You preach accountability, but when it's time for you to be accountable, as a white person in Chesterfield County public schools, you feel like it doesn't apply to you. You can just come in a meeting and become irate. We sat in meetings for hours and still remain.
Never had an issue.
We're not even in here 5 minutes. And Miss Morris is, I can't do this. And you walk out. And then you have the special education coordinator moving forward because we're getting information of what they want to continue to do. And then you pull a piece of paper out of context, out of turn, that further proves that Miss Morris did not do her job for the last 9 months of my son's 2nd grade school year. That's it. She didn't give him what he needed as a speech pathologist. She failed. So she needs not to be a speech pathologist.
And we will be filing a complaint.
I don't feel comfortable with leaving my son
But we're going to file a formal complaint against her license.
But you have to separate children and adult conflicts. So all I can do is just pray that no negativity comes from Miss Ligotti towards my son, because Miss Ligotti, if she knows her place, she knows to remain humble and quiet with being a new teacher. See, because his previous teacher asked for him to get help.
Write down what's the speech therapist's name?
Laura Morris.
Okay, we're gonna file a formal complaint against her license.
Yep.
Write that. Get a piece of paper right there, and we're gonna file a formal complaint against her license for what she did today. She was very unprofessional, very hostile, very inappropriate. And she tried to interpret someone else's report.
Exactly.
So
that made her look further dumb.
Yeah.
Made her look further dumb. You're a speech pathologist and you can't.
She was very hostile, very inappropriate, and then the principal came in and rubber stamped unprofessionalism by her staff. Put her name down. I'll get her license number and we'll follow up on that.